Well, good afternoon. It is January 3rd, and Dave Kieffer and I decided to get out and do a little camping tonight. It's kind of a gray, cloudy day. It's not really raining, but it is kind of been a little misty a little bit. But we're up here, and we're doing a little car camping again today. Nothing fancy, and just trying to get out and sit outside for a little bit. Going to try a few new things. Dave's got a couple things he's trying out, and I'm trying out a couple new things that I got for Christmas, so should be kind of fun, and hopefully those things are working, and we'll share those with you later. So here's our setup. Dave's got his Gorilla tarp, and he's going to use that as kind of like a front porch for his tent, so if it does start to drizzle, we've got a place to kind of get underneath of there and that kind of thing. And I've got my tarp out. I'm going to put doors on both ends tonight because it's kind of windy. And cars are over there. As you can see, not too many campers here this weekend. I think we're the only ones here again. So it's kind of nice. And thought we might have a little snow here when we got here. They were calling for maybe an inch last night, but then they changed the forecast. So still sporting my normal cook set, my Stanley cooker, and my little E-Tech City stove, using a little canister there. And I've got some coffee, and I'm going to enjoy some coffee right now. Also, I brought my electric, since we have electric hookup here. And I got my quick charge here, so I can charge up my phone in about an hour or so, which makes it really nice. And you can check Dave's out. Dave's got some lights on his trees. I'll get mine out a little bit, but I'm trying to warm up a little bit here. So one of the new things I'm sporting today, it's not really a camping thing, but it's some dog tags here. I got a dog tag with my daughter Chelsea's fingerprint on it and her dates of birth and death, and just basically every time I go camping from now on, I'm going to be wearing those dog tags. I'm not going to wear them all the time. I'm going to wear that. And instead of having a fancy chain, I put on my tarp guy lines because it's got Reflectix on it. So in case for some reason it breaks, I can definitely still find it. Well, as you can see, got my tarp set up here. We got one end closed up, or almost closed up, and that's to hopefully keep the wind out a little bit. The other end I'm going to close as well, but I'm just going to use a shock cord to hold it together. You can see Dave, we put his Gorilla tarp on the front, so he's got a porch there, so in case it rains or anything, he can sit there. And I've got a chair underneath mine, so I can sit in here if I want to. Again, I'm rocking the typical things, but I also have a new hammock gear storage container here, and that's kind of neat. And you can see I've got my Perea over quilt and my hammock gear under quilt. And so yeah, and one of the things I want to make sure people know, the hammock gear has a tag on it, and the tag is on the left side on the head end. So this is the head end, and then over here is the foot end. It doesn't have a tag, and it's actually a little narrower on the foot and a little wider on the shoulder end. And that does make a difference as to how it fits. Again, here's another little hack. I know you guys that watch me all the time know I use this, but maybe some new subscribers don't. I have these little Reflectix things that you put in your window to reflect the sunlight out in your cars. And so I have several of these, and I kind of took this one and fit it in my chair. And when I sit in this chair, it really reflects the heat right back up, and it's really a lot warmer than if I just sit in the chair by itself. And I know you can get some of these foam things that you fit over your chairs and stuff. But this thing, I only paid like $2.50 for that window Reflectix, and you know, it's a great way to keep warm in your chair. This is my bear bag. It's light AF, and I really like this. It has a bottom to it, so it kind of sits up. It doesn't fall over all the time, and it has a Velcro top, and then it will roll down and actually make a hook so you can, it's easy to hang, and it also comes with a rope and a hanger. So it's really a really good piece of material, and I love it. It's nice and lightweight. It's waterproof, so you can let it out there and let it sit in the rain, and your food is still fine inside. So you can see we've got a little bit of wood here, and we've got some more wood that we bought. So we've got plenty of wood here, so we should be able to keep a nice fire. The nice thing about car camping is you just throw all your stuff in the back here. You don't have to pack it or anything like that. You can just throw it in the back, and then when you get home, you can take your time and put it together and dry it out and all that kind of stuff. So that's one nice thing about car camping. It's kind of the lazy man's way to camp, but it is nice. Having a couple hot dogs here tonight. Gonna roast them over the fire. See if I can do this with one hand and the camera with the other. Boy, the fire always feels good no matter when it is. But when you're camping in the cold, nothing like a good fire. And it's always easier when you're car camping because you can bring some decent dry wood with you, so it doesn't take long to get it going. So you can see Dave's set up there. He's got lights on either end of the tarp, and he's got some lights around the tree. And I've got some lights on my tree. I got a light inside there, but I don't have it turned on yet. Well, one of the nice things about car camping is oftentimes when you go to car camp, like at a park or something, you have a nice warm restroom to go to. So just before I usually go to bed every night, hopefully I don't have to get up at night and get out of my hammock to use the restroom. So I always go just before I go to bed. And we camp here at Mount St. Helens, Mount Gilead. It's about a 50-yard walk to the restroom from our site. And so it's kind of nice because I walk to the thing, and then I walk back from the thing and from the restroom, and it gets my body warmed up. And just before you get into your sleeping bag, that's a good thing to do. Some people do jumping jacks, things like that. I like to walk because it gets my feet warm as well. So just thought that's something to share. And I don't think you can see much if I'm going this way because it's kind of dark. So I'm going to head on back to the site, and I'll probably get back on when I get in the hammock. So I got a little sweaty getting into the hammock, so I've got to let myself cool off a little bit before I get too in here, and then I'll put my hat back on. You can see the steam coming right off my head. That's where you usually start heating up the most. So I took my cap off while I was getting in. Now I have no idea where my hat is. It's probably behind me here. If not, I've got another hat in my container here. So I'll be all right. Yeah, it's really cold tonight. And there's been a little wind, so we'll see how we do tonight. But my quilt's already feeling warm, so that's a good thing. So hopefully I'll sleep good tonight. I always have a hard time sleeping. So I actually downloaded a video of a fan going and also a winter storm. And so hopefully having that in my ears will make me go to sleep a little better. We'll see. I don't have a CPAP yet, so I'm not sure that'll solve it, but hopefully it will. And hopefully I can sleep good tonight. So unless something exciting happens in the middle of the night, this will be my last thing. Signing off for the evening. Hopefully see you bright-tailed and bushy-eyed in the morning. Or bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, hopefully. Good night. Well, it's kind of fun waking up in the morning. Just had a pretty good sleep last night, and I'm really enjoying this new hammock gear. I can't remember what this thing's called, but it's a little extra container, and It hangs on my ridge line here, and it's got a couple pressing knots that you can just put onto your ridge line, but I just hooked them up to my little clamps that I have that I got from Home Depot, and so they just slide along here, and I can just push it back or slide it around however I want, and it worked really great. I've got a Costco blanket in there, plus I got a pair of gloves and an extra hat and some Kleenex. So that was all stuff that I wouldn't be able to have any place to put except right here in my hammock with me, and then I'd lose some of it. So this is really nice. I really like it. I think it's only like 20 bucks from Hammock Gear. I highly recommend it. I think you can kind of see here, I actually have both ends of my hammock closed off today. I staked the head end closed, so it's more like a 10 on that end, and then I just used a little shock cord to hold the other two together. So there's a gap here, but there was a breeze last night, and I didn't have hardly any breeze coming into the tent at all. So really enjoying this this tarp from Trailheads, the Aurora tarp. I love looking at it in the morning. It's a really nice look, and I just really love it. The quality of this is really nice. John and Karen from Trailheads, if you haven't used them or haven't gotten together, looked at some of their products, you should definitely do that. So another thing I've been doing, I wear a buff for a mask, and one of the things I've done here while I've been winter camping this year is I use this buff up on my ears, and then I pull this down over top. Sometimes my hats, as I move around at night, sometimes my hats come off, or they slide up on my ears. My ears get a little cold. Well, this buff just doesn't slide around. It's nice and tight. So that's helped keep my ears warm and my neck a little bit warmer. Instead of wearing a balaclava over my head, that always seemed really tight to me. But these aren't tight. They're kind of stretchy, and yet they're really nice and tight. So I also have this Sea to Summit pillow, which I really like. I don't inflate it very much, and so it actually kind of wraps around my head. The middle of it is almost, I don't have enough air in it, so the middle is only about that thick. But again, that really wraps around my head, and it keeps in place pretty well. So those are three things that I've been using. I've been working really well for me. All right, so Dave's with me this weekend. He had to bail on me the last time because his kids had COVID, but they're all pretty much healed up now, so that's a good thing. Yep. So what do you want?
We are
What's
past
new?
Quarantine, Fred. We made it through, and I'm grateful for that. Well, what do we think it got down to last night? About 30?
Probably right around 30. There was some ice on the table this morning, so at least got to 32.
That was right at the limits of what I was comfortable at, I can tell you. So I know now, Fred, that 3 years ago we went camping at 15 degrees. And I thought, this is too cold. I'm going to move it up to 20 as the new minimum. And just for the record, I could believe that 30 might be the new minimum now. So we did all right last night. My sleeping bag is rated to 15, but I've learned recently that just means you'll survive. You will live through the night at 15 degrees, but you're not going to be comfortable. Oh, goodness. So I need to pull out some of those hand warmers and put them on selected parts of my body when I go to sleep at night.
Yes, that's my secret. I have a couple in pockets, and I have a couple that I last night just laid them right on inside my sweater, right on my chest, and kept pretty warm.
Yeah,
so
that'll help a lot.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a lot to say on this particular trip. We're at Mount Gilead, so you guys have seen that plenty of times from me. I did want to test my couple of my new things. I made a new cozy and cooked some stuff, divvied up a couple Mountain House meals into two parts, and cook those, so I saved some money there, and it worked great. And let's see, I have a new gator that goes on my tarp, and so when I go to put my tarp away today, it'll be real easy. I'll just pull that gator down and then wind that kind of like snake-like thing up, and it'll be in the car and won't be hard at all to take care of. And I had the sack that I used. I can't remember what the name of it is, but they were both from Hammock Gear. But I used that little, it's kind of like a shelf type thing, and I kept my Costco quilt in it, and kept a pair of gloves in there and an extra hat and some Kleenex. So that's stuff I wouldn't normally be able to just stick in the hammock unless I was just laying next to it, and then I'd lose half of it. So so that was kind of nice having that. And so yeah, it was a good trip. I slept pretty good. I didn't sleep real deeply, but really pretty rested this morning. So that's a nice thing. I don't always do that. Dave has ordered a portable CPAP, and it's going to be here in a week or so, something like that. And I am going to have a sleep study done. I haven't had one done for about 20 years. And so, well, maybe not quite that long, but close to it. So I'm going to have another sleep study done, and then I'm going to order one of those too. So hopefully in the next couple months, we'll both have those, and hopefully we'll sleep quite a little bit better. So we're hoping anyways. So. Okay, well, that wraps it up for another trip. I just got to Wendy's, and I got 2 singles for $5, so that's a pretty good hamburger deal. So I'll take that. I love hamburgers. So this is going to finish our trip. Remember, we always say if we can do it, you can do it too. And you know, get out and do some car camping or trail walking or something, but enjoy some of the outdoors. Don't wait until spring, summer, and fall. Winter can be really enjoyable too. So have a great day and a great week, and we'll see you on the trail.